So my whole video got deleted. That was fun. Basically, I was just saying thanks, guys, for having my back in the comments against that meanie head. I guess they deleted their comment. But anywho, thank you so much for that. I stand up for realtors. I don't tolerate bullies. I don't tolerate people being snarky. I don't tolerate any of that jazz because I don't know. You never hear like teachers tearing teachers down, doctors tearing doctors down, attorneys tearing attorneys. I mean, I guess I just don't. I don't know any other industry that's just so like, I just want to tear it down. And fellow realtors tearing each other down is just, no, not going to tolerate it. It's hard enough. It is hard enough to be a successful realtor. It is hard enough to do what we do every day. We do not get paid until the house closes. And I'm not going to tolerate goober comments. So anyway, I did call 171 people today for my accountability. I told you I was, and I did. I called 171 people, and most of the people that I talked to were ugly, not kind, but no, I had a lot of bad numbers. I had a lot of wrong. One of those people called me back. Had a lot of, not good conversations. I did have one conversation, though. The lady was like, I am so sick of you calling me. You have called me 10 times today. I go, no, I haven't. She goes, yes, you have. I go, no, I haven't. I said, would you like me to explain to you what's happening? She's like, yes. What is going on? I was like, your agent, so-and-so, let the house expire. Did you know that? What do you mean? Your house is no longer for sale. Yeah, that's right. We're taking it off and we're relisting it. Fine. That's what's happening. The whole realtor world of Memphis knows that your house is no longer on the market and your number is public record. So everybody that wants expired listings is calling you. And they don't know that they're the 7th person or the 20th person. And I know it's annoying. It would be annoying for me, and this is my business. We're not all trying to weasel our way into your world. We're not all trying to lie to you and tell you that we have a buyer when you and I both know we don't. We're not all like that. So please don't treat us all the same. Like, for example, you're at least letting me tell you what's going on, and I'm at least wanting to tell you what's going on. And we haven't even got to the reason for my call yet. And she goes, you know what? Of all the calls I've had today, you're the one I've stayed on with I swear to God she said that. You're the one that I've stayed on with the longest. She goes, nobody else took the time. Nobody else took the time to explain to me what was going on. I'm like, I'll explain to you what's going on because I'd be really annoyed too. She was like, thank you so much. She goes, we actually have a contract on the house, but like if it fails, I might give you a call. I actually have 2 properties. I was like, I would really like that. Thank you so much. That would be fantastic. I said, I don't want to bug you since you're under contract, but, how can I stay in touch with you? She said, send me your contact information. If these don't work out, I'm giving you a call because I really appreciate you. She goes, I'm really sorry for how sharp I was. I'm like, you weren't sharp. I'd be the same way. It's totally fine. We're just not all the same. I'm not going to try to weasel in for 10 minutes and sell you a bag of goods. I just wanted to know if it was coming back on the market, and my next question was going to be, will you be relisting with the same agent, or will you be hiring a new agent? That would have been my next question. And so just kind of go into conversation with these people and disarm them a little bit. I think it helps, but it's a little bit of a game in the sense that, like, you have to not take it personal. And I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this for 16 years. Well, I started this year heavily into expireds, but in my first years, that's what I did primarily, and it was an up at dawn, blood curdling sea. What was Jerry Maguire? It's an up at dawn. I'm here for you. Anyway, that quote. It was hard. It was a very hard moment because those poor sellers. It was way worse then. I'll tell you that. They probably had 50 people calling them, and they had their bank calling them because they were behind, and then they had debt. They had all kinds of people calling them, and that's how the letter was born. That's why I started sending that letter, because I never heard anybody send a letter, and so I just sat down and I crafted this letter in the tone in which I would want to hear from someone who I genuinely felt like would help them. I didn't want it to be gimmicky. I didn't want it to be salesman-y. I didn't want it to be full of all these promises and all this bullshit, because that's what it was. And so I wrote this letter. And there's a template of it in the Stand store if you want to look at it and see if it makes sense to add to your library, to your resources, and make it your own. Put your own spin on it. But I really feel strongly that this letter has made a huge impact, because many times people will call me and say, I threw everybody else's letter away but yours. I really believed what you said. And I was like, thank you, that's why I wrote it. So I wrote it in 2008, so I didn't pick it off from someone else, but you can pick off mine and make it your own with your own stats and hope that it brings you success. So, all right, I'm getting ready to change, go to tennis, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.